Welcome to Tennis Spin, where we put our spin on your tennis. Email viewer requests. Mr. Patel here, Kavel'S Patel, needed help on his two-handed backhand. So I got help for you, buddy, right here. Andrew from USF with a stellar two-handed backhand to fix yours.
Hello everyone, thank you for having me on the show. Here to teach you your backhand. Sit here, right?
And we're gonna show you too, but first thing we see, the grip is a little off.
A little bit, yeah. Not a lot of left hand on that one. You can tell it's very right hand dominated. You can tell from that swing, it's all right hand.
So it's a one-handed backhand with a little bit of help with the left, if any, from the left hand.
Yeah.
Okay, that's better.
Still need more on that left hand.
Okay, so
the stance is
okay, that's not horrible. You're turning.
Maybe hold that.
Okay, that's good.
That was better.
Yeah.
That's definitely better.
So it's not horrible there, Kavel. It's we can get that straightened out pretty easily.
You can make it look more natural.
Okay.
Definitely. It still looks somewhat mechanical, but when he's on the move, he actually looks.
You look good.
He looks very fluid.
Yeah. It's not.
Those are the ones the closer balls that he gets to, it looks very mechanical.
Fixable for sure. So we're gonna go into the lesson now.
Right.
Andrew's gonna take it from here.
Sounds good. So, lesson of the backhand. What I saw is his grip. It is a little weird, but you can change that if you like his preference. But for me, I like to have a continental. So basically, it's like the serve, the volley, is continental grip. So instead of kind of changing it from the video, it's pretty hard to know from it. But continental, make that check mark again. Go for that. You see that check mark that goes right here. Put on the flat part of the grip as a straight up continental grip. Other than that, you're ready to go to hit that backhand. So when you hit this backhand, right, you're in your ready position. Right, I'm in my ready position. I take it back. I pivot my right foot. Right, I take a step in, and I make sure. Actually, my backhand drops. So my left hand drops, and it brings it forward. Finishes all the way through. The reason why a lot of people get the misconception of the backhand is when you use your right hand, right? For example, you use your right hand. Just look how much you don't get a full follow through. It just becomes a slap shot. It's like a hockey shot, right? So you don't get control. You get a lot of power, but that ball doesn't get that full extension that it needs to go through. So it's like kind of watching baseball or golf, right? You see a lot of the players when they hit, they finish through all the way. And it's not like they have a little hitch it over here. So instead of that, when you turn, you're going to use that left hand to go all the way through, extend as far as you can, and hit all the way through. Besides that, we're going to do a few drills here to help you get that backhand a little more natural and using that left hand all the way through. So me hit my backhand. Hopefully that gives you a live scenario of kind of how it looks like. But now we're going to work on some drills. So the reason why my backhand feels a little more fluid and a little more smooth and a little more natural was actually because of my left hand. So there's a drill that I usually do before I was up in college, or I played during college, was using my left hand. So your drill is when you're playing short court or someone can feed at you, like just to work on that backhand, you want to make sure is when you're hitting, have your right hand away from your racket. The reason why is so, therefore, you can use your left hand and finish all the way through. The reason why the backhand is so good and so key, that's why Djokovic has one of the best backhands in the world, is because he uses actually a lot of his left hand to hit through the ball. It's not because it's right? If it's right, you can't really extend all the way through. It's that left hand that has to extend all the way through. So we're going to work on some short court balls, right? You're trying to hit this ball in front of you, always in front, having that follow through all the way through. So keep on hitting these balls. What I want you to practice is your take back, that drop, that left hand drop automatically like a lefty forehand, and you're hitting all the way through. That's one of the drills. To show you guys for my backhand tips are the 3-finger drill, basically, or the 3 or 2-finger drill is therefore you can watch my hands. I'm going to grip at least 2 leave 2 or 3 fingers out. 3 fingers is more challenging. I recommend to start off with 2 when it starts to get easier, then use 3. The drill is you cannot use your right hand. So therefore, there's no control on your right hand. It's all going to be left-handed. So therefore, it forces you to use your left hand to hit through the ball and extend all the way through so you can hit that finish. Hands engaged, I'm hitting all the way through. If I want to move down the line, move my feet around it, make sure that ball is front, I'm finishing all the way through. The reason why this is such a great drill is it forces you to use your left hand. You can't rely on your right hand anymore. You start to flick it, you lose control. That's the biggest thing that most players that usually miss or feel like they're not getting a full swing on is because they're right dominant. So when you try to hit, it's forcing your right to just do most of the work, while the left hand is just trying to compensate, trying to go, but you can't because the right hand is going this way. Therefore, when you're hitting, make sure 2 or 3. 3, more fingers you have out, the top of the will be. So make sure that you find your right balance. 3, I usually do 3 because just to really, really want to make sure that left hand goes all the way through. Or 2, so you get a little more control. But you're trying to really exaggerate that left hand to make sure that you're getting contact out in front and finishing all the way through.
So, Coach Andrew, what I see from your two-handed backhand is it's very simple, yet, powerful.
Yeah.
Like, where is that coming from?
So, good question. Most of that power is actually coming from my legs and my engagement with my core. And also how I'm leaning into my backhand, right? If I lean in more on my backhand, right, the weight transfer on that ball becomes more predominantly forward, right? So therefore, if I swing relaxed, right, when you swing tight, you create this unnecessary flick, right? Sometimes it's a flick, sometimes it's just more right hand dominant that it jams your spot and then you can't really generate that full power. Right? Instead of that, you stay relaxed. It's kind of like hitting a baseball, right? When you hit a baseball, a lot of people don't tighten up. They relax, and that's how they get their most power from is the timing in front of the ball and how they're generating their pace forward. So instead of going like this, popping up, you're actually staying down low, even lower than usual, having that left hand go out and finishing all the way through, and that's how you get that maximum power.
So when I see you hit, right?
Yes.
To me, it looks like you're doing this, right?
Yeah.
And then all this force just goes right into the ball, right? But it looks so simple. It looks so easy.
Yeah.
So it's coming from the legs then.
Yeah, it's coming usually from your legs, basically your lower body, from your core all the way down. It's all the core and the legs, all that weight. And then for me to generate even more pace is just timing, right? If I get there closer enough and it gets in my strike zone in front of me, I create that power naturally, right? Sometimes it's forced when you try to stay in your position and then try to whack it as hard as you can. Yes, you get power, but it's forced, right? It's like you're trying to whack as hard as you can, but you're off balance, and the only thing you're gonna go is up, or it's gonna spread, right? Instead of that, I'm working on taking the ball early in front of me and making sure that left hand is in my strike zone and in front. That way, if I'm generating forward, I can bring my legs all the way through.
Now, at the last second, when do you determine I want to go cross court or down the line.
So for me, is actually I use my right shoulder, right, as a guidance, right. So for me, if I'm going cross, I'm guiding my shoulder cross like this. If I'm going line, I'm positioning myself to go line. I'm using my right shoulder to guide myself. Therefore, when I hit, I can time where I'm hitting the ball. If I'm going to go wide, I can use a little more left hand out here, get the ball a little more in front of me, and go wide. If I need to, go down line, create more space, take it just a tad bit behind me, just a little bit, but still in front, and then I still finish all the way through, bringing that down the line.
So your shoulder is the pointer then,
Yes.
right? So you're doing this or positioning down the line, or you're positioning slightly here to go down cross court,
Yes.
right? So shoulder, point, down the line, shoulder, point, cross court.
Yep.
Okay.
It's very simple. It's very simple. I like to break it down for me. Like for me, when I was playing tennis, right, I like to simplify things, right? So I overthink like usually. So for me to have simple pointers just to remember, right, can help me activate those sequences to happen. So like for me, when I was playing college tennis, when I had like a backhand issue, I was like, okay, you know what? Short take back, get the ball out in front, and make sure I'm just stepping in. That's how I engage myself to remember those key things. So finding little key words here and there to activate, and then hopefully it'll help you remember those things.
I hope that helped your backhand. So do those drills that Andrew just taught you and just work on that backhand. It will get better. The more you hit, the better it's going to get. So I'd like to thank Coach Andrew for joining me again today. So don't forget to follow him on Instagram. He's going to be doing a lot more drills for you, and he's going to be doing more strokes here with us too. If you want to get a hold of Coach Andrew, contact is going to be on the bottom here.
Yes.
Okay? So I'm going to have him take me out right now as to his contact. Okay? Follow him.
So my Instagram handle is agu.tennis. So if you have any questions concerning about footwork, just my experience of college tennis, or just how I learned all these things, and also just to get experience in learning the footwork aspect of things.
Thank you, Andrew. Thank you for watching Tennis Spin, where we put our spin on your tennis.